Hey, week 7. Hey, does my audio sound any different? I'm actually switching to my USB-C headphones and I couldn't really tell a difference, but maybe you can. Anyway, welcome to week 7. Sorry, 5 and 2 is 7. I can't add. So it's a big weekend for me. Valley Dev Fest. It's tomorrow, depending on when you watch this, right? I'm keynoting, which is honor and humble and work. So I'm working on that plus everything else, which is awesome. But I want to focus on this class. Couple things. As this class is basically counting this week, right? So we're coming into 7, 8, 9, 3 weeks away from finishing. And I talked about in the importance of the schedule in your week 7 learn together, which I already video already recorded yesterday. But I want to give you a little heads up because some of you may watch this video before you do week 7 learn together. Week 8 is long. Okay. So in week 7 learn together, I actually gave you a little bit of a break if you want to use it. So you can check that out. But let me just give you the highlight since I'm nice. Is that I actually only went about halfway through that and I have to finish it next week, plus do the other section. But the other section, the section 9 and 10, actually, mostly, are really just adding new concepts and program functionality or refactoring some things and adding some new concepts. But from what we're building, it's really not changing much. And so that's why it's such a great idea for you by next week to have implemented your concept and get it working in the browser. I'm going to show you a little trick about this, by the way. I figured it out today because one of the things I realized, I think it was at the beginning of the semester, was on our course repos. When you create a public one, it's actually, I always thought, and this is my bad, I always thought it was only public to all of us in the course organization, but it's not true. But there's a good point about this. And I'll show you what it is because, and Jared did this. And for all of you who haven't taken 82 or don't know what a GitHub IO, it's basically a way to use a GitHub repo public facing that renders as a website. Regardless, here's a way you can actually share your sites because now that we're building them through the weeks, right? So you can actually share it and we can actually interface instead of doing what I showed, which is creating the little GIF. This is a better way to do it. Okay. Okay. So let me show you. So here I'm gonna go to 93, and I'm gonna go to my playground. And this is important the way you do this. Okay. And now, and by the way, this wasn't the best way to do it, but it's just the way I did it. I'm going to go to my week 7. I'm going to click on my HTML file. Okay. So having done that, I'm going to click on here. I'm clicking on the URL. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to a website raw.gethack.com. And this is kind of a spin on a feature that we used to have called raw git, but it's been serviced out. But what you can do here is you can paste that URL. Now, it's really important that you actually do this from the index.html because of the way it does the blob and all that. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do it, use this URL for development. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go into another tab and I'm going to paste it. And when I do that, it renders the site. Okay. So this is a nice way to do it. And it gives us a chance to all interact more with everybody's site to give them some better feedback. And I started doing this week as I was looking at your stuff and trying to figure out, did you have a working site yet? And let me just come back here and say this. This week, you didn't have to have a working site. Next week, you do. Okay. And I know this is quite a jump, right? So moving from here's my dev 1 code, a few of you decided to go to a completely different concept, but I'm telling you now, whatever you pick, move forward with it. Some of you realized that the way you had coded your Dev 1 made this hard. So you're trying to figure that out. So anyway, my point is that this is now the way I want you to. And matter of fact, I'll go ahead and say I want you to do this for week 7. I kind of said in week 7, learn together. I wanted you to get creative. Well, I got creative and found what I'd been looking for, because there is various ways you can do this, but this is just a simple way to do it. Okay. So in my reply, I'm going to um, give you the link so you can actually kind of interface with mine, right? And then if you want, if you want to do this, you could actually on this week of 7, but you attendance post, or you could do it on the Learn Together 7 for sure. I want you to do it there. Is do this link so that we can all interface with each other's sites. And as you will see when you watch week 7 for mine, and you will see this when you click on my link, I've already started implementing my CSS and my design, just because I have to work ahead too. I really got to work ahead. So just because week 9 is heading at us. Okay, last thing besides all that, I just want to maybe shameless plug here, besides keynoting the weekend Dev Fest, which is so fun, and doing my machine learning talk. And machine learning is starting on October 14th. Is next semester, I just want to put it in your noggin. If you're not going to go into Node.js in the next 9 weeks, we are going to have Node.js next semester, but it's going to move to the 18-week format. Let me say it this way. That's what I've requested. I don't control the schedule. The dean does. I've also requested we do Node.js for 18 weeks in a hybrid mode, which means you'd only have to really show up once. But for those of you that you can only do online classes, still talk to me if you're interested. I've requested the same thing for CIT93 JavaScript so if you know anybody, and I really appreciate you helping get the word out about these classes. If you feel like this course was beneficial and you have other people in your life that you think would benefit from this class, then help me advertise it. Quite frankly, you're like my best source of advertisement if you feel like this was beneficial to you. Okay? I think that's it. I think that's all I had to say. I'm sure there was something else, but anyway, have a wonderful week. I know I'm going to be excited that the week will be over, but I'm also excited to step up in a whole new way. That's what it was. Next semester, I was talking about next semester. The thing I will leave you with is that I'm teaching a new class next semester, which I think is 84, and it is going to be front-end frameworks. And so for 18 weeks, and again, I can offer somewhat flexibility attendance here, but we'll be doing Vue, Angular, and React, the 3 most popular front-end frameworks out today. And so for 3 frameworks, 18 weeks, really helpful to learn them. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions about the stuff I've covered here, and I look forward to seeing some of you at DevFest over the weekend.